Oh my goodness. Where do we even begin? My dear friends, I wasn't ready. The internet wasn't ready. The world wasn't ready for what walked out at the Remembrance Sunday ceremony. Because those brows, those royal, overconfident, slightly rebellious eyebrows, have entered history as Britain's newest national scandal. Forget the economy, forget the monarchy's PR. This was the brow war of 2025. Let's set the scene. It's Remembrance Sunday, a solemn day, right? Everyone's in black, heads bowed, the camera's zooming respectfully, and then bam! The Duchess's brows appear like two independent political parties, one going north, one going west, both in need of a peace treaty. Now, normally I wouldn't laugh this hard at someone's makeup, except this is the same crowd that analysed Meghan's nail polish like it was a federal investigation. The same people who accused Meghan of breaking protocol because her bun was too loose. The same royalists who swore she wore too much bronzer at one event, as if that was a crime against humanity. But now? Suddenly everyone's quiet when their royal darling's eyebrows decide to do interpretive dance. Oh no, not today. We're going to talk about it. Because karma doesn't miss. And this time she showed up with a makeup brush and a sense of humour. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Everywhere you looked, it was chaos. The comments were wild. People were comparing her brows to road detours, to overcooked spaghetti, to two confused caterpillars that missed their GPS signal. Someone wrote, "Even her brows look like they're tired of royal duty." And honestly, I felt that. Let's be real, the Remembrance ceremony was meant to honour fallen heroes. But those brows fell harder than the monarchy's approval ratings. And the expressions, oh that expression, that tight-lipped, don't you dare zoom in BBC look. The same look you give when your friend points out that your foundation shade stops at your jawline. You could almost feel the regret. Somewhere in a royal bathroom mirror that morning, a makeup artist whispered, "Oh no," and it echoed all the way to Westminster. But let's not pretend this is just about makeup. No, this is about image. Because the palace has spent years trying to convince the public that she is the picture of perfection. The perfect hair, perfect smile, perfect posture, perfect wife, basically the Stepford Duchess. And yet, with one unblended eyebrow, that entire illusion cracked like a royal teacup at Meghan's podcast mention. The irony? While Meghan was trending for success, glowing at galas, shining at charity events, selling out candles, living her best California dream, the British press was forced to trend over a makeup mishap at a remembrance ceremony. The contrast is poetic. Meghan's out here serving Hollywood polished, and the palace is serving Boots Pharmacy at closing time. And of course, the royal loyalists are panicking. You can practically hear the excuses spinning. Oh, it was the lighting. Oh, it was the camera angle. Oh, it's the wind. The wind? Please. Those brows didn't move an inch, unlike the storylines the royal rota invent every week. And you know what really adds salt to the wound? If this had been Meghan, the tabloids would have written front-page editorials. Disrespectful makeup blunder, Meghan Markle shows lack of respect on National Day. They'd have experts analysing the meaning behind every eyebrow stroke, saying it symbolises American arrogance. There'd be think pieces, panel discussions, and probably Piers Morgan foaming at the mouth on live TV. But because it's their favourite Duchess, the coverage suddenly becomes a solemn beauty look. Oh really? Where was that energy when Meghan wore a nude lip gloss? Hypocrisy is doing the heavy lifting in that palace, baby. And can we talk about the memes? Oh, the memes were glorious. Someone posted a side-by-side of her brows and said, "Even her eyebrows are social distancing." Another said, "This is what happens when your PR team is too busy briefing tabloids to blend." I almost choked on my tea. Honestly, the brows deserve their own royal title, the Duchess of Disarray. And yet, it's so fitting. Because doesn't this moment kind of symbolise the monarchy's entire situation right now? Trying so hard to appear put together, polished, perfect. But underneath, cracks showing everywhere, the facade slipping, the details not blending, the institution, much like those brows, just not aligning. It's almost poetic justice. The same establishment that mocked Meghan's every move now faces the same brutal online scrutiny they once weaponized. The mirror has flipped, and oh, is it reflecting back hard. And look, let's be honest, if this was just a regular woman, fine, it's a small mistake. But this is the royal family's biggest public event of the season. They rehearse these appearances like it's the Oscars. Every outfit, every accessory, every facial expression is planned down to the millimeter. You're telling me nobody in that palace spotted the brow situation before she walked out? Not one lady in waiting had the courage to say, "Ma'am, maybe a little more blending." Nope. They probably said, "Perfect, ma'am. You look divine." Because that's how it works. Everyone's too scared to tell the truth, and that's how you end up with the most meme-worthy brows of 2025. Meanwhile, Meghan's probably somewhere in Montecito, sipping tea, laughing softly like, "They dragged me for a middle part, but okay." Let's face it, the UK tabloids can't spin this. They can't call it American influence. They can't say it's Hollywood vanity. This one's all theirs, a royal production, proudly presented by the House of Patchy Pigment. And it's not just makeup. This is symbolic. Because if they can't keep their own image in check, how on earth can they keep spinning lies about Meghan and Harry? The optics are collapsing, the gloss is fading, and no amount of press manipulation can fill in that eyebrow gap. I'll say it again, karma never misses. She doesn't always hit immediately, but when she does, she aims for the brows. And now the royalists are out here trying to defend it like their lives depend on it. She's human. She makes mistakes. Oh, now she's human. Meghan's been saying that for years. But back then, humanity wasn't allowed for her, remember? She had to be flawless or face front-page slaughter. So yes, I'm laughing. Not because of the makeup itself, but because of what it represents. It's the poetic collapse of hypocrisy, the image of perfection cracking on live television. The monarchy's golden girl caught slipping, and for once the world saw what happens when you build your brand on appearances instead of authenticity. And honestly, maybe it's time for her to relax, to stop being the poster child for palace perfection and just be real. Because there's something refreshing about seeing that imperfection. It's the first time she's looked actually human. But oh, the irony. For years, Meghan was too Hollywood. And now it looks like Hollywood's the one winning, because at least they know how to blend. So let this be a lesson, my friends. You can have all the pearls, all the black hats, all the royal titles, but if karma decides it's your turn, not even your brows will be spared. In conclusion, the Remembrance. Sunday eyebrow blunder will live rent-free in the internet's memory for a long time. It wasn't just makeup, it was metaphor. The face of royal perfection, finally showing what we already knew. Behind the polished photos and tabloid propaganda, it's all just smudged concealer and a crumbling PR script. And while the internet laughs somewhere across the pond, Meghan's candles are still sold out, her smile is still glowing, and her life is still unbothered. Because while they're fighting over eyebrows, she's out here raising brows, for all the right reasons.